Hey everyone, Shaun Allen here. So the year's almost over. 2014 only has a few more days left in it. And it's been quite a year, I must say. I'm so happy with how this year has gone, and I'm very blessed to have all the opportunities I've had. But it's also been an amazing year for film. I mean, there's been some really, really awesome films that have come out. It's also been kind of interesting uh, how certain stories have been told through film. For instance, I'm going to kind of talk about some of the screeners I've seen the past couple weeks, as well as some films that I've seen. Um, so one of the first films that I've seen this year was Boyhood, which I absolutely loved. I loved the way the director had it happen 12 years in the making. The relationship between the brother and the sister was so realistic. Patricia Arquette and Ethan Hawke were amazing, and the relationship between all of the characters was really intimate, and you almost felt like you were a part of the family within the story. And it kind of made me think a lot about my life because my mom pretty much raised me and my sister, and I didn't really have my dad around. So, I mean, he would come and go, but it wasn't like anything. So, as soon as I saw that movie, I called my mom and I started crying on the phone. But I absolutely loved it. I thought it was a really good movie. Um, I would probably say that was one of the best films I've seen this year, and it's also going to be nominated a lot for, I think, some Academy Awards. It's already nominated for some SAG Awards, which I get to vote for. So that'll be exciting. Um, I give that movie a 10 out of 10. Um, On to the next film that I've seen was one of the most memorable performances I've seen this year was from Gone Girl, and Rosamund Pike blew me away. I mean, she was on point. Now I didn't read the book. I don't really read a lot of books. I read some scripts. I read a lot of scene study stuff, a lot of different things, acting stuff. But books, I've never really been big on. But I think that it was a very on point film for the fact that she pretty much brought that character to life and nailed it. Fucking blew me out of the water. I mean, the end when she, I can't tell. I don't really want to talk too much about the film because I don't know who's seen it and who hasn't seen it. Just go see the movie. It was very good. David Fincher did an incredible job directing it, and I give that movie a 10 out of 10. Um, the past couple weeks, there's been a lot of screenings for SAG members all over New York, and I've gone to a lot of them. So I kind of want to talk about those films that I've seen recently and give you my personal review and opinion on them. The first film that I saw was Interstellar. That was with Jessica Chastain, and she's absolutely lovely. And I thought that movie, it was a little long, but it had a very interesting story. Like it was almost kind of like it starts out and you're kind of like, oh, what is this about? And then they end up going to space and had some drama involved in it. And I kind of thought that Matt Damon's character kind of came out of nowhere as Dr. Mann. It just kind of threw me off a little bit. I didn't really know what to think of that. So it was a little confusing for me towards the end. Um, but other than that, Jessica Chastain was lovely. I got to meet her, and she gave some wonderful advice as far as acting for the camera and how she basically didn't really know much about physics and black holes. And she said that, for instance, anything you do for 30 seconds on camera, the audience will believe you can do it for the rest of your life. I thought that was really good advice from one actor to another. Um, so I would say that Matthew McConaughey also did an incredible job. He pretty much, was so emotional at the end of the film. And the fact that Christopher Nolan had it to where everything in that film was specifically built, from the ice when they land on that one planet to the black hole when Matthew McConaughey is trying to figure out how to communicate with the Watch. Um, that whole set was built physically. Everything in that scene, a lot of different other scenes, they were pretty much, excuse me, built for that reason. They didn't really want to use a green screen or special effects computers, which is very interesting today because everything is digital and 3D. So I give that movie a 7 out of 10. On to the next screening. I recently saw Into the Woods, which was with Meryl Streep and Anna Kendrick. It's coming out on Christmas Day. It's a Disney movie. You know, I kind of went in not really knowing much about the musical. I know people are kind of like, oh, how could you not see the musical? I It wasn't really one that was of interest to me, but I saw the film because, I mean, Meryl Streep is like everything. She's pretty amazing in anything that she does. And she pretty much stole the movie. So she was amazing. Her acting is incredible. Her singing is so on point. And she was a witch. She's an incredible inspiration for me as an actor. And it was it kind of got a little bit not that good towards the second half of the film. The first half was great, but yeah, I don't know. It's a Disney movie. Just go in expecting that, and you'll enjoy the movie. That's all I'm going to say. So I give that movie a 7 out of 10. On to the next screening I saw was American Sniper with Bradley Cooper and Sienna Miller, directed by Clint Eastwood. This is probably one of the best films I've seen all year. I didn't really know much about Chris Kyle's life as far as him being a Iraqi soldier and going over there to protect America, and basically he was a war veteran and would go to Iraq to take care of the Al-Qaeda members that were threatening this country when 9/11 happened. So it was an incredible story for that reason, for the fact that this man dedicated his life to our country. Was just astounding, an astounding story that a lot of people don't think about these days. You know, they don't think about like how one person can be so passionate about just this country in general and the freedoms that we have that we take for granted every day. So I thought that Bradley Cooper did an incredible job. He was also at the screening in a Q&A with Sienna Miller. He said he gained like over 100 pounds and would work with a dialect coach and would go to the gym like 3 times a day because he had to gain like weight to look like Chris Kyle, to portray him on camera. And it blew me away. And Clint Eastwood did an incredible job directing it. I'm not going to tell too much about the movie. Sienna Miller was phenomenal as well. She totally nailed it as Ty as the wife. So I give that movie a 10 out of 10. I recently also saw Big Eyes last week, which is a new Tim Burton film with Amy Adams and Christoph Waltz. Christoph Waltz is an amazing actor. Amazing. Oh my gosh. He's probably one of the best actors that has come out in the past couple of years, for the fact that he just plays an asshole so well. You're just like, oh my god, I just don't like you, and I'm gonna watch you though because you're playing a dick so well. And he totally was that in the movie. Amy Adams is amazing too. She nailed it. Oh my god, she was so good as Miss Keene, and he was good as Mr. Keene. And it kind of just showed you like how someone can be almost like so obsessed with like someone's, I want to say like their talent, but he wasn't talented. He had like nothing to offer her except money. And he knew how to sell her and market her, but she was the basic She was basically the artist in the whole movie, and it was just an amazing story. I loved it. And Tim Burton, one of the most amazing films he's done in a while, because he usually does a lot of like dark, unusual films, and it was a pretty great movie. Hopefully, I'll see it again soon. So I give that movie a 8 out of 10. Another film that I recently watched was Birdman with Michael Keaton, Emma Stone, Naomi Watts, and Edward Norton. This movie blew me away. The camera work in this movie alone is amazing. It's literally almost all done in one shot, to where the camera never cuts. So you're watching this movie, and it's almost like it sucks you in because you're basically a part of the movie. It's what it feels like. Michael Keaton did an amazing job. Oh my god, if he doesn't get nominated for an Academy Award, I'm gonna be shocked, because he pretty much killed it. And if you're an actor, you really understand this movie, because the fact that he is doing the show, and there's all these things telling him, "Oh, you're not good enough. Oh, you're never going to do that. Oh, you're never going to be able to do that. Like you're so like you're just no good. You're never going to be able to become of importance or do this or that." And as an actor, we literally tear ourselves down all the time. We are our own worst critic. We literally are the ones that are like, "Oh, I can't get that role because so and so's auditioning for it." Well, that if that so and so doesn't get it, who else is going to get it? Obviously, I should have shot at it. It's almost like we think that we aren't enough in the world. So I thought the movie did an incredible job of telling the story, and how social media is also integrated into the film, and how it also has a character and kind of like brings this whole story about how there's this like social media following, and how that's power, which as an actor, it can go hand in hand, but at the same time, you kind of just want to like do the work and then not talk about it until it comes out. So, anyways, I really enjoyed Birdman. I'm gonna give that movie a 10 out of 10, and I also hope that it gets a lot of Oscar nominations, because it's going to be a very interesting year to see what's going to be nominated for the Best Picture category, since there's been a lot of great films that have come out. I still have a few more films to watch, but yeah, that's all I have to say now. I hope everyone has a happy holiday, and you can follow me on Instagram at Shaun the Wolf, and on Twitter at Shaun Allen 85. Bye.